73 individuals have died at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Over the years, 42 drivers, 1 motorcyclist, 13 riding mechanics, and 17 other individuals, including a pit crew member, track personnel, and spectators. We have our press passes and have been granted full access to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where we will conduct in-depth interviews with employees and spectators where we get their personal experiences.
You're listening to Ate Up, the podcast.
Don't get killed out here like they used to. I mean, some people actually back then would cheer a wreck, and there wasn't anybody cheering that day that Sweet Savage got killed. The fourth turn was pretty rowdy until that happened, and I mean, you talk about putting the lights out, everybody was just like, you know, no, that was bad, man. I'm glad to see that technology's caught up with this sport and not so many people are getting killed. But, I mean, the further back you go, the worse it gets, man. This place used to be a slaughterhouse, you know. I mean, back around the teens and the 20s and the 30s. I don't even know when they started wearing, when they started wearing seat belts out here.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I mean, you see some of these old wrecks, and these guys just get thrown out of their cars. They're 3 and 4 stories in the air, man. Well, they're dead. Yeah. I mean, oh, God, this place was terrible. And, of course, racing all over the place, man, back then. It was really bad.
Yeah.
So
my grandpa was really into this stuff, and he brought me in '78 to the snake pit, and in a Nova, he got to drive it around the track apparently at some point. But,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Gee, he either knew somebody or didn't give a damn and got in there. We had that's another buddy, Jeff White's brother, Kevin. He did that. But his head was fucked up. He hadn't eaten his medication in days, and it was
in the van.
No, he was in a pickup truck. This goes back about 30 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. He got here on the track, and he's running. And I mean, it wasn't a race or anything was going on. I mean, there wasn't any, but he got in there and he started running laps. Well, rather than just go ahead and let the guy run the goddamn gas out of the truck, because there's no one. You know what the bastards did? They took a line of vans and they lined them up across the track. So when he comes flying around the corner again, they got it blocked off. He either didn't see it or didn't care. He stepped right on it, man, and he hit those vans.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah, man.
Right through him.
Yeah, and he got killed out here.
Killed him. Wow.
He killed himself, or they killed him. Why not just let the guy, he's a lunatic, okay?
Yeah.
Clearly, let him run the goddamn gas out of the truck, then go get him.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I mean, who made that decision?
Man, we make some fucked up decisions, man. When it comes to that stuff.
He wasn't following anybody. He was following his heart. Brr.
Yeah.
What you got rooting for this year?
You know what? It'd be nice to see Danica win.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would mind that. I really don't pull for anyone in particular like I used to. Yeah. But Rossi, Andretti, they're all great. They're all great racers, man. Yeah, they're all great racers, and anybody out of this crew can win, and I'll be happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, man, we love you guys, and really appreciate.
Hey, no problem, man. Thanks for asking.
Hey, we're fucking family out here, man,
Yeah, excellent.
All right.
Nice talking to you.
Sounds like you're having a good one. Jeff, it's so good.
Hey y'all, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Donna.
And we are a paranormal chicks who love to talk about things that go bump in the night and the real-life monsters who live among us.
Join us every Monday as we creep it real with our conversational storytelling of true crime and the paranormal.
And if I do say so myself, we're pretty freaking hilarious.
Yeah, we are.
Each episode will have one true crime story told by me and one paranormal story told by Donna.
We'll cover everything from ghosts and goblins to your garden variety serial killer.
We're available on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and anywhere else you listen to your podcasts.
We offer show notes on our website, aparanormalchicks.com, for each episode. They include all images and videos we mentioned during the podcast.
We want to hear all about your sinister sightings, so send us your stories to aparanormalchicks@gmail.com. Send us anything paranormal or true crime related.
And remember to creep it real and don't get scared.
The first time we moved here, my dad took us out of school for, I think it was carb day, and he didn't know where to go, but he pulled in the snake pit by accident. And I don't know if you know anything about the snake pit in the 70s, but I saw more stuff that day, the first of a lot of things, and someone actually rolled in a Jeep and crushed their skull right behind our vehicle. So I saw a dead body in the infield, and I forgot what his name was. We ended up meeting his older brother years later, and I was telling this story, and he said, that was my little brother. His last name was Vale. I forgot what his first name was, but it was Tommy's younger brother. And I've been coming here ever since, going with friends, and now that I'm grown up, I just love coming out. Now we get sweet passes, and we live the life, and
Cool.
it's been a great place to come.
Well, we also saw life created in the snake pit.
Yes, we did.
Have you ever heard of any stories about ghosts?
Ghosts?
Yeah.
No, don't believe in them. Don't know anybody that does.
What's the worst wreck you've ever seen?
Oh, the worst wreck I've ever seen? Man, I'd have to think about that. I've seen some pretty bad ones. I was here the day that, this was in 1981, I believe, when Danny and Gaia had an incredibly bad wreck. And he was hauled off to the hospital. And I think it was about a week before that I'd met this anesthesiologist here, who I eventually married, and we're celebrating our 36th anniversary.
Hey, congratulations, man.
Coming up this week.
Yeah.
Anyway, she was on backup call at the hospital when Danny and Gaius was here. So that was back with pay phones, but we were getting all our updates on Danny and Gaius before anybody else knew about what was going on with him. So yeah, that was a pretty bad wreck. And then when, what was the guy's name? It was a guy from Car and Driver magazine that was driving the race car, and he had a pretty bad flip. He never should have been driving.
So he was kind of like doing like a story?
Well, he was doing more than a story. He fancied himself an IndyCar driver, and he did qualify to get in the race, but he really was in over his head.
Gotcha.
But I was here when Roberto Guerrero lost a tire.
Bounced up into the crowd.
Bounced up in the stand and killed a spectator. And I was here when Danny Sullivan had his spin and win.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That was something else right there.
And
that was history. I mean,
oh yeah. Well, and the funniest thing was in 1982 is when my wife and I got married, and I was with Road and Track magazine at the time, and I had seats right opposite the entrance to pit road, and I picked Don Whittington in our little pool, who finished dead last. So I got $20 out of the deal. She picked Jordan Johncock in the pool, and she won the pot.
Oh, wow.
Well, I told you about seeing the fire first. I was always a car nut as a little kid. Any car coming and going, I could tell you what they were, what year they were, and so on. When I was like 5-6 years old or younger.
So what was it like the first time you came here and you saw the track and saw the cars and...
You know what? Pretty much the same as it is right now. Thrilling.
Who do you want to win this year?
The best car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a race fan.
And what I will tell you, we have a pool amongst our group that comes, and I'll root for some of the drivers that I pick in there. But I'm happy with whoever wins.
Good evening, everybody, or morning or afternoon or whatever. My name is Adam.
And I'm Matt.
and we are Graveyard Tales. Now, if you like stories of ghosts, hauntings, the paranormal, preternatural, and the downright weird, and you enjoy a few laughs as well, then you should probably check us out.
Find us anywhere you get your podcast. Come join our Facebook group at Graveyard Tales Podcast or on Twitter at GRVEY. Just go search Graveyard Tales.
That would be easier. We look forward to seeing you in the graveyard.
See you soon.
Joe, how long you been coming to the track?
I've been to the race every year since 1982, but I've actually been here since 1974. Oh,
wow.
Practice and/or qualification.
So what we think we're asking is the craziest wreck that you've ever seen?
Oh, the wrecks?
Yeah.
Oh my. Stan Fox on the opening lap of the 1995 race happened right in front of us in Southwest Vista.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, I remember seeing him turn to the right, and the last thing I saw was like a piece of his car come up in front of us, which is purple, which is why I kind of thought, okay, that's Stan Fox. It's kind of sad because he got hurt really bad.
So, have you ever heard any stories about hauntings, or there's a lot of death that's happened here?
Oh yeah, yes, of course I have. I was here the day that Gordon Smiley had his accident over turn 3. I was in turn 1 at the time, didn't see it, but I did see the smoke coming up over the grandstands, and once I got home and saw the replay, it was horrible, and yeah.
So you think the ghosts of drivers still?
Oh, I think they all do. Everybody who has left this earth from this place, I think they still walk around here. And there's been so many, Eddie Sachs, Bill Vukovich, so many. Just even before that, I think they do walk around here, and those of us who are diehard fans really feel it and respect what they did.
Right.
Because I loved it.
So are you from Indy?
No, I'm from Brazil, Indiana, which is west of here, down by Terre Haute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I come up here every chance I get.
I was kind of I was brought into the snake pit when I was like 1978.
Oh my God!
That was my first year here.
I was never actually into the snake pit. Oh yes, I've heard stories. My brother, I think, actually was one year in the snake pit.
Yeah. We're kind of all family here, you know.
Oh, I know. It is. And even the drivers that have lost their lives here doing what they loved, even their families who still come back because the fans remember them and appreciate what they did. And
so who you rooting for this year?
I have not had a favorite since Dan Weldon.
Okay.
He's a big fan favorite, and I haven't really had one since then, but I like all of them. Tony Kanaan is one of my favorites. You can't not like Elio. Elio's so personable, and I just.
I've got a soft spot for Marco.
Well, yeah, the age range. I mean, I grew up really idolizing Mario and Michael, and then Marco is now there, and he's always fast here.
Yeah.
Can never count him out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would be something. This place would stand on their heads if another Andretti won the 500.
So in your opinion, who is the greatest driver ever?
Well, I would say AJ Foyt.
Yeah.
But I'm a big fan of AJ, which with Tony Kanaan driving for him this year is like a great match. As I was younger and reading about this place, Bill Vukovich, he was just so dominant. And if you go back even farther, Ralph was credible in what he did back in the early days. And of course, Wilbur Shaw, Louis Meyer, fellows like that.
When I was a kid, I loved Johnny Rutherford.
JR was good. not just a good qualifier, but yes, he knew how to bring that
Tom
thing
Sneva?
home. Oh, Sneva, the gas man, yes. Pole guy, and it was always snake bit during the race, it seemed like, but then finally in 83, he brought it home. Yeah, that was great for all of us to see Sneva bring that home. I was here the day that he broke the 200-mile-an-hour lap.
That was a big deal. Now I can't even get in.
I know. It was like I was young, but I was coming here. It was like that was just one of those. I had the stopwatch and I clicked it. My eyes got real big, and I turned to my sister. And I was like, it wasn't too long before Tom Carnegie was.
I remember when people used to have stopwatches.
Oh yeah,
now it is down. It is so narrow now.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, you know right when they do it.
Yeah.
But that was a big thing back then. I was so glad to be here at that time for that to happen.
What do you think changed over the years?
So much. What has changed a lot is the diversity in what kind of cars you see here. Back in the 70s and before, you saw different kind of cars, different kind of engines, all competing, and now you just have two engines. Yeah, but I know what they were trying to do when they did this is trying to get the little teams back up to where they could compete, and I was all for that. The IRL, big fan of the IRL.
But then you lost to pull yourself up like a bootstrap.
Right.
Backyard.
So many drivers back then did make the race because of this concept that Tony George brought here, and I really appreciated that because at that time, not just here but anywhere at the other tracks, you had no idea who was going to win. You had no idea. It was all an even field, and it was exciting. Yeah, you didn't have some of the big names that you had before, but you had Tony Stewart, Billy Boat, Buddy Lazier, Davey Hamilton. It's just guys you would not think would be at this level or at this point, and they were. And they showed what they were worth. And I really enjoyed that, even though it was just the two engines and the one body style or whatever. And I do wish it would go back to that.
Or at least have another kind of race.
Yeah, I understand why they did this, and it really made some names that deserve to be heard.
It's funny having a conversation. Nowhere else in the world could people sit and have conversations, drop names, and we all know who and what you're talking about.
Yes, of course. And like I was saying back in the IRL days, Mark Dismore's one I left out, Hoosier, who tried, like Davey Hamilton, many years to make this race, couldn't do it. He was just on a lower team that had very little. Now all of a sudden, they're like putting speeds up that are up at the top of the field. And it was really exciting to see those guys compete, win races, come into the top 5. It was good for them. It was good for the sport.
Tony Kanaan out of the top 9.
I've never had any problem or anything like that. I've heard people say there was. What's your favorite story? I got paranormal at my house. I got a woman that comes through my house, goes out from the patio, goes out the front door, like, and she's been doing that ever since I lived there 47 years.
Is it your ex-wife?
Huh?
Is it your ex-wife?
I don't have an ex-wife. I've been married with my wife for 52 years.
Congratulations. Wow.
And never had any problem whatsoever. We've never had an argument in the whole time we've been married.
A whole different podcast.
That is.
Oh, wow. What's your
anyone talk about anything like, mops being knocked over?
No.
And this is it's a sanctuary,
No, not really. Like I say, maybe some has seen them and something down there. It might happen on night shift or something like that. A lot of times we don't work nights.
Okay.
You figured out what your apparition is?
No, I've never seen her. My wife has seen her. My father has seen her. My father's seen her several times. She said, it must have been dead. And then she was in the kitchen one day. I'm sitting on the couch and she's in there in the kitchen. Ow! Must be dead again.
Are you looking to hear about all of the great stories from sprint car racing and modified racing? Well, look no further than the Race Shop podcast. We cover it all, from dirt track to asphalt to sprint cars to World of Outlaws. You name it, we talk about it. We bring the hard-hitting questions and we talk about the greatest stories of them all. So don't miss out on the Race Shop podcast on iTunes, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and Google Play.
Everything that happens, this, that, and that, I know there's life after death.
Yep.
And the thing of it is, now, my grandpa, before they embalmed you, like they used to do, they went to a funeral one time, and this guy was dead. And they don't embalm and all this, that, and other back in them days. They was all standing around, and this, that, and other, and all of a sudden he raised up and said, "Oh, the immortal pains of hell," and went back down. Laid back down in the bed. It scared the heck out of all of them.
Yeah.
The doctor went up there and he said, "He is dead." Well, he was supposed to have been dead earlier. And kind of scared you a little bit.
Yeah.
Think about, get right.
Yeah, I don't think we understand everything that's going on, man.
No. So. I'll tell you what, I know I've got guys and angels because I've listened to them all my life. And they've saved my life I don't know how many times.
Yes.
And that's true.
You hate the track. Oh, this is good.
We need this.
All right, we need this. We want to get all aspects. Do you have a quick interview?
Sure.
About 5 minutes? You got 5 minutes?
I see a yellow shirt.
No, it's just a yellow jacket.
Oh, all right.
But I work here.
All right.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're interested in is there's been 73 deaths here at the track.
Driving.
And so we do a podcast about the paranormal, and we just want to talk to somebody that's.
It also scares me. It's such a big event that terrorists don't pick on it yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man, yeah.
Because they have very bad security here. It's awful. Always worries me.
Any big event is scary.
But I sit and wait for a handicap to get a ride out here, and they just drive right by. So I got to walk. I have to have a knee replacement, and I got to walk.
Oh, we can give you a ride.
That's all right. I'm almost there now.
All right. Well, sorry we couldn't help you.
That's all right. This is only my second year, but this company I've worked for, but I've come to this race 18, 19 years now.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Do you think it's haunted here?
Haunted? It could be. I don't think about that. So.
Yeah.
It could be. It's big enough to have that many haunts in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of emotion, a lot of energy.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't something here. As big as it is and how long it's been around.
So you've never experienced anything? No?
No, just the poor service.
Poor service, okay, yeah. Well, it's a big event.
Yeah. It is.
Did you hate the track before you started working at the track?
Yeah, I didn't like coming even when I had free tickets to come. So.
Really?
But
why'd you come?
Bosses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a ticket. I made sure I had a ticket for the 100.
Right.
Yeah.
That was a big one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
This is Jeff.
This is Tom. This is Kiki.
And
you're listening to 8 Up, the podcast.